Hello, viewers. A very warm welcome to the CSR Universe's Leaders Talk segment. And today I'm extremely delighted and privileged to have with us Mrs. Priyadarshini Nigam, Director, Newgen Software Technology, to share her valuable insights on Newgen's digital literacy and learning programs and initiatives, especially under its Newgen Digital Discovery Pathshala project, for which the organization recently won the CSR Universe Social Impact Awards 2022 for the best social practices in the education domain. A hearty welcome to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity.
Thank you, Ruchika.
So, ma'am, we again at the CSR Universe would like to extend our congratulations to the entire team for winning this very well-deserved award.
Thank you. And actually, Ruchika, let me tell you, it is a team that works at Newgen. I have an excellent CSR team that puts the program together. And I think that's how we have moved forward and we are able to achieve so much.
That's wonderful, ma'am. So that's why, ma'am, I'm moving ahead. I'm intrigued to know more about Discovery Pathshala. How did the idea originate, and what exactly are the initiatives?
So, okay, so I'll cut the story short because I can really talk at length about how we started Newgen Digital Discovery Pathshala. But the genesis is in a small organization that we started in 2005, 2006 called Sadbhavna. And Sadbhavna, we started to help the children of a support staff at Newgen. So all the children of the support staff, like they're salaried people. They're part of a Newgen organization, but you see the education is not there because they're all semi-skilled.
True.
So the children would come one second Saturday, and we would sit with them, and it was more like a club for them. We would do various activities with them, and we would encourage them with the education.
Mm-hmm.
So basically public speaking and just giving them a platform so that they could come out and tell us what their issues were, what their problems were. So that's how we went forward. And this was such a success story that in fact I can share with you the case studies and and what the children are doing today. In fact, one of my Sadbhavna kid is with me as a part of my CSR team, and she's doing extremely well.
Wonderful.
And she's one of my facilitators, a very bright child. She went through her college, then she joined as an intern. So, these successes is what gave us the strength to work in a government school. So these children were most of them, they were in a government school.
Mm.
So this is how, and then the vision of our managing director, he felt that digital is what the children need.
Right.
If you really want to get into an activity, there are lots of organizations doing lots of other things. But being a computer company, the way we understand digital, and the need for digital for the coming generation. So that's how we started the Newgen Digital Discovery Pathshala. We adopted 2 schools near our office in Okla.
Okay.
And we have 3,000 children. So the classes, it's a secondary school, class 6, 7th, and 8th. We set up labs. We set up 2 labs, state-of-the-art labs. And we did everything possible, the best bandwidth. And we actually started with iPads.
Okay.
Because iPads were the best kind of devices available at that time. See, now we use a lot of tablets, but earlier it was iPads. A lot of people said, why are you using iPads? But we wanted to give them the best technology. So we would conduct their classes in the school, and we had a proper timetable because this was, the MOU has to be signed with the government for adopting the school. So it is a process, but it's worth it. So now these children, because now from 2006, practically we have been, 2016.
Okay.
15, 16. Yeah, we have adopted the schools. So now these children are in class 9, 10th, 11th, 12th, and they have finished the digital literacy part. Like they have done the 3 years and they have moved on. 9th, because they're too busy we cannot do the classes.
Hmm.
So this is how it's more interesting and more relevant, actually. We take the syllabus as the bottom line. So we will do, okay, class 6, what are they studying? They are doing environment. Okay. So we'll make a PPT of environment. We'll show them AVs. So the classes are very fun filled. You know, it is not a regular class like in a school. So when they watch AVs and there's a quiz, there's a discussion on the topic, and then it's not just environment. Like, you know, they will talk about different issues on environment. Today they know about global warming. So we introduce the topics which are very relevant to today's situation, so that they can take back something. Otherwise, everything is there in the textbook.
True.
It's not textbook education. It's basically creating awareness, making the education so interesting that they go back and they start studying and they really develop an interest in the subjects, basically. So we basically tackled science and social studies, environmental science and all that. And the children have done very well. And now we have a news reader. So every morning there's a news reader, because we thought the current affairs are also very important. So we have a news reader program, and we have one child who says, okay, I'm the one who's the. So we have 2 international and 3 domestic news. So proper like a TV thing. They read the news, and then the children prepare their own quiz. They do a quiz. So this is for public speaking and increasing their level of confidence and participation. So it's very holistic. So every session is like, it's like children don't want they love the class in school. But what happened was, during the COVID, we couldn't go to the school. Schools were shut. But fortunately, just before the schools closed, we had formed our alumni with the students on 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Okay. Because we thought we should still handhold them, you know, for a little more time, that they're digital, and how is digital literacy helping them finally? Like, have they just closed the chapter in their life and moved on? Or are they really utilizing those skills? Because now everybody has a smartphone at home.
Yes.
So that was the time when during the COVID, we decided, let's start online classes. So during the COVID, we had about more than 400 students doing online classes. And what we started doing was, we started distributing Samsung tablets. Okay. With SIMs. And every month we recharge. Like whenever the recharge is due, we recharge it for them. So making them, you know, so that they don't lose track with this education. And then, you know, they live in these small houses. They do not have any facilities. They were missing out on the education, because the classes are, you know, how the classes are held in school. It was all on WhatsApp. And how can you teach a child on WhatsApp?
That's impossible.
So at least they had a device on which they could do research. They could, you know, they could even get their textbooks, because all the NCRT books are all available online. So it really made an impact, you know. And what we did was, gradually we started integrating class 8th and 7th also. Okay. Because a lot of these children were in villages also, you know. And then, so now we have distributed about more than 1,000 tablets. My current count is 1,080. And we still have, you know, we still have them, like we are again starting the distribution now in once the exams get over. So now we are targeting 6 also for distributing the tablets, so we can begin a session with them. Okay. So every afternoon at 2:30, we, of course, now we follow the hybrid model. We are in school also. In the mornings, we have a regular timetable. We have a lab. We have started our labs. And in the afternoon, we have these, we continue with the online classes the way we did during the COVID. So that is actually adding another, you know, for the children, it's become more like a remedial class. There's a lot of revision, like now they're having exams. So we are revising with them. So it's all through PPTs and audiovisuals, quizzes. So now the revision is going to be through a quiz. So there are 3 chapters, they make a nice quiz and they kind of do it with the children and it becomes like a revision. Then we have groups, like we have the alumni group. Then we have for the class 8th, we have a group, 9th, we have a group, and both the schools are together. Like it's not done separately because we only have, and it's a longer session. So the afternoon sessions are very beneficial because these are longer sessions. We have more time to be with the children. So we do different kind of activities with them, and our news reading continues. News reading is an extremely interesting activity. Then also to encourage them, we ask them to do research.
Okay.
Like we had a debate on nationalism, and you should have seen the kind of material they pulled out. So it was all, they go back, they do research, and they pull out material. And they spoke so beautifully that our volunteers were stunned. Something like the debate was, are we really nationalistic? And one child says, of course we are nationalistic. Look at COVID, what happened? Our whole country came together. And we followed all the rules that were being told by the government, the health officials. So we are nationalistic. Another child says, we are, there are a lot of people becoming entrepreneurs and giving back to their country. Something I had never thought of. I always thought entrepreneurship is for doing business, your personal business. But the way she put it together, she said, no, it's for you giving back to your own country. You're manufacturing something in the country. So you see, all these things are coming from the way they are taught. So when they're talking about pollution, they spoke about the Ukraine war, the kind of pollution Ukraine war is creating. So, the children of class 6th, 7th, 8th, and of course the alumni, they're being exposed to a worldview. And we have a lot of children who have sat for the CUET.
Okay.
They're still getting admissions. We had about 40 kids we were doing career counseling with. Serious career counseling, like they were coming to office also in the afternoons and sitting with these girls. And they were working with them. And also our career counseling classes are very critical in the alumni.
Okay, so you have career counseling as well. All right.
Very serious career counseling. Every career we touch. And we don't talk about being doctors, engineers only. We talk about all the related fields like paramedical, physiotherapy, and skill development. So that each one of these girls, when they come out, it can be beauty, it can be fashion. Okay. They have a skill set in there.
So, ma'am, who all are your partners, like for providing the tablets and also the skill development and these kind of curriculum? Also, are you in some kind of partnership with teachers?
Yes. So I'll come to that. COVID actually has spoiled a lot of our stuff that we were doing. All our content is created in-house because it's all customized.
Okay.
So every presentation that is done in the afternoon is previewed in the morning.
Okay.
With the person who's going to conduct the presentation, the team sits together and we do a lot of teamwork. So my facilitators are highly qualified. They're very passionate about what they're doing. So the content is created by them, the delivery is done by them. The tablets is from my CSR budget. That's how I've been able to provide 1,000+ tablets so far. And we do have implementation partners, but I have implementation partners to work in the remote areas.
Okay.
See, I cannot take my project, although it's online, and I'm trying to now to get into other places other than Delhi. Like being online, we have such a huge advantage.
Okay, so ma'am, right now you are focusing only on Delhi NCR, or are there any other jobs?
No, we are doing other things. That's what I'm saying, to focus on the interiors of the country. Okay. We work with Akshay Patra for the midday meal program. That's a huge program for us. They are, because they can go into interiors. So they come and ask us. Not Delhi. We do like Mathura, we do Vrindavan. So wherever there's a need, Jhalawar in Rajasthan, Assam,
Okay.
And these small villages for which there are corporates who don't want to fund. So they always come back to us and they say, we need for these 10,000 kids, we need. So, we are helping them out and we are spending a large amount of money. In fact, I'll share the pie chart with you later. I'll ask Pasha to send it to you.
Sure.
Where you can see what we are spending on education, what we are spending on nutrition, and personality development. Again, I have expert agency. We have an agency. They're young girls again.
Oh.
And they're used to working with government schools. So they are doing these life skill training program.
Oh.
So the new program that got started in April is self-development and self-motivation. Because we want the children to be confident now. We don't want to spoon feed them constantly. And how long can we do it? See, once they're out of school, okay, the alumni is there. They'll meet us, say, once in 3 months, once in 6 months. So this self-development and self-motivation program is starting from class 6 now. So different modules, different modules for class 6 to 8th, and then from 9th to 12th, different modules. So it's like a very holistic kind of a program. So I have another partner, Khushi.
Okay.
Khushi, they are into education, primary school education. So with Khushi, what we've done is we have taken 2 schools in Taken and our Harkesh Nagar. These are our feeder schools because this being a secondary school, these children are from there from 1st to 5th and then they come join our school in class 6th. So we are touching them through Khushi. We have invested in their primary schools. They use their own learning. It's basically funding, Khushi. And of course, we keep getting a regular feedback and they understand what we want to do with the children. So they've set up a computer lab, but it's their content, and because we don't want to deal with smaller kids right now.
Okay.
And again, Khushi has gone into the interiors and is working. Like in Ramgarh, when there were floods and there was devastation, they came to us and said, we want to rebuild these small schools in the villages. So in fact, right now, 2 schools are being rebuilt. What they did last year was different because after all that happened, that is damage control. But now they're actually, so we are sponsoring through Khushi, other than Delhi. We are again moving into the interiors. We have adopted a school in Chennai. Again, they really needed funds. So Khushi identifies and they tell us, ma'am, we need. So I'm not pushing them. Wherever the requirement is, Akshay Patra comes to us and tells us, we are adopting this, ma'am, would you like to adopt? Would Newgen like to adopt? And we give our go. So, so for us, Ruchika, for us, the main thing is that every penny should go to the beneficiary.
Right.
Our whole program is designed in such a way that we do not waste our resources. We are not doing CSR for the sake of CSR or for our branding. We have enough others, our products. We are a software company and it's a very good company. So they are doing their own branding, the marketing team. In fact, I was a part of the marketing team when I joined Newgen.
Okay.
So we are doing our own branding. This I've taken over, the CSR I took over only in 2015, but I'm still a part of the marketing team and the corporate communication. So, but our CSR is only to make an impact, and we are making an impact. The way the children react, if you read some of the case studies, I've just got my annual report, which I'm going to print out and I'll definitely send you a copy or a PDF version. You have to see the case studies, how the children's lives have changed. Something we find very simple in our lives because we are so privileged. We don't think it's anything critical, having a device in our hand or having a mobile in our hand. Right. But for them, it has changed. It has been a life-changing experience. And not only them, even their siblings are using for their studies. Their mothers were using.
Okay.
Their neighbors, there are girls who are mimicking our model. Girls are very love being teachers.
Yes.
If if you ask, when we do a survey for career counseling and we say what career do you want, majority will say teachers. So they're running in the neighborhood. They have these 4-5 children coming to them and they're teaching them the same way as we teach them. So you can see the multiplier effect.
Yes.
How the families, how the parents' attitude towards their daughters have changed. Parents who didn't want their daughters to study. Now, when they look at the daughters and the way they are grooming themselves, they realize that education is what everybody needs in this country.
True, ma'am.
So Ruchika, I'll tell you something very interesting, which I've actually mentioned also in one of my interviews. Being an economics student, I can tell you the way Green Revolution changed the agriculture sector in this country. Earlier we used to import wheat because I'm that generation where we had to import wheat. We do not have enough grains in the country. Green Revolution has brought about food security. Today we were able to help during the COVID, the free rations, which they are still continuing with. It's only because we have such a large stock of grains. So Green Revolution led to this. It came in the early 70s, and you can see how it has transformed the country. I feel very strongly that the same thing will happen with digital education. Because with digital education, you can reach the remotest part of the country. And a lot of these girls, the schools are very far away. After a certain age, the mothers don't let them, parents don't let them go to schools which are 3-4 kilometers away. At least if they have a device in their hand and if they have online classes going on for them, that is my dream. That I can connect so well with because everybody has a phone. With all our new telecom sector, with the new technology and the way technology is galloping today, even villages, most people have phones in their houses. So at least they have some Wi-Fi facility, some network, if not Wi-Fi, but at least some network. So this is going to be it's an amazing opportunity. For me, it has come as a surprise.
That's wonderful.
Because for us, it was like, okay, let's make these children inquisitive, let them get more interested in their education. That was the whole idea when we started this program, that let them go back to their schools, take interest in their subjects. And the teachers have started telling us that the children are so confident, even if they know the wrong answer, the answer is not correct, they want to stand up and answer.
They've gained a lot of confidence.
They have gained a lot of confidence and self-worth. So and they can do something with their lives.
The projects have actually enhanced not just their competencies, but their confidence and skill levels.
Yes. The competency of digital is not a very big thing because you can learn it in a week's time.
Yes.
And they're all used to devices today. So for them, a tablet was not a big thing.
However, ma'am, I feel that there must have been certain challenges, at least initially when you started implementing your projects. So if you can, shed some light on those challenges, especially in this domain of digital learning.
Yeah, I can tell you one thing that happened with us when we went to school and we set up the labs. The school timetables, the children only, the classes are from 7 to 12:30. And each class is 30 minutes. So initially when we went, it was not so structured. So we used to get about, say, 70 minutes. We would club 2 classes and take.
Oh, okay.
Now with the school timetable, we don't get enough time to be with them in the computer lab. And the other thing is there are too many holidays in the school. Teachers are there. Some of the teachers are very cooperative. But because there is so much pressure on the teachers, each class used to have 90 children. And they were sitting on the floor. So when I first entered, it was November. And it was cold at that. Delhi gets cold in November. They were sitting on mats with their bags, with their bottles, everything on the floor. And a classroom that was meant for 60 had 90 children. So it was very disturbing. So the first thing we did was we furnished all the classrooms.
Okay.
We bought desks and benches. Now, of course, the government is providing everything. So class 6, 7th and 8th was completely furnished before we even set up our lab. We did that, you know. And of course, now the classes have become smaller, because now they're about 60, but still now they're new admissions. So again, but Ruchika, the best part in the whole thing is our online now. So whatever we're not able to achieve during the daytime in the school, we are able to achieve in the afternoon.
Wonderful.
So this online is and the hybrid model, because see, it's also important to meet the children in the school.
Yes.
I always feel when you are in front of them, it's, you know, they also feel very happy coming back to school and you know, watching the AV on a big screen, you know, watching their PPTs, and they're physically reading the news now. Earlier it was all online. So they're feeling very happy that they're able to do all that. You know, the physical interaction with the teachers. Then we are able to give them we carry some juices and biscuits for them.
Okay.
So, you know, and we give them prizes. We keep a lot of pencils and erasers and sharpeners. A good answer, okay. On the spot, we give. So our program, we give a lot of prizes also. So every quarter.
It's actually
just to encourage them to speak. Yeah.
It's a great incentive for the students. Yes.
Yes, and they are so happy. You know, it is so amazing to see these children. You don't have to give them something big. Yeah. Even a small thing like a pencil, you know, in the class. Okay, excellent answer. Here's your pencil.
So, ma'am, do you have any specific engagement tools for the teachers also for their retention and also to improve their quality?
Yes. So my facilitators have to carry a lesson plan to the school, and the teachers. Otherwise, the teachers we have created a group called Summer Shikshaks, which we created before the COVID, but because of COVID, we couldn't really meet the teachers. And the teachers were also kind of, you know, the WhatsApp thing and teaching they were so bogged down by being at home and managing their family. So I don't blame them. But now the teachers and the principals have started participating. So when we have a debate, they come and they become a judge. We have a mother's session, online mother's session, where the mothers come. So this time we had some 400 plus mothers online. We had an online sessions, Chai Pe Charcha, with the mothers.
Okay.
So the mothers came and with the children, and we showed them everything that the children have done during the year, in every class, how many topics we have covered, and we told them how you should help your child to take care of the devices, because a lot of devices get broken also. Mainly their children, and the siblings are kind of fighting over the one device, so they're all fighting over, which is fine. And you know, to encourage the child to use the device the right way. And we had a quiz for the mothers. And for participation, we gave them a small gift. We also did happiness kits during the COVID.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was because, you know, they're in the vicinity of the office. So all COVID protocol, when there were safe days, so we gave them happiness kits. This concept we took from Akshay Patra, because Akshay Patra couldn't do the midday meals. So they were using the funds to give happiness kits to everybody. So that we did with the children. And it's like, you know, like we become one big, large family now.
So it's actually very engaging for the parent community also.
Yes.
So, ma'am,
the mothers.
Were there any?
The mothers who are attending sessions with their children.
But were there any hiccups earlier, you know, when you started? Were there any problems as related to awareness building?
There was a lot of problems with awareness building. And that is why all these public speaking helped there. And these prizes helped because the children didn't want to talk. Even they knew something, they were resistant. You know, because they were seeing a very different kind of the facilitators are the young girls. So they were not used to strangers coming, and So those things were there, but but because we are so customized, like we watch the children. So we had a group of slow learners. So we created a separate section for them. This was before the COVID. We would have winter camps with them to bring them up to the level. Summer camps, winter camps. We would do plays. We would do projects. It was more like a club that they would come. Okay, you have a break for 10 days. 1 week is our winter camp. We did different activities with them, and with the slow learners, we really worked very well. So to bring them up to that level. So those were definitely the challenges, but I didn't see any major challenge because children were so enthusiastic. It's just amazing. You have to come and witness one of the sessions, and then you will realize
For sure.
they are better than public school kids.
Wow.
Because for them, they don't take things for granted.
That's an amazing accomplishment, ma'am.
Yes.
So, ma'am, how do you monitor the impact of these projects, especially on the students' community? Do you follow certain criteria or any benchmarks?
Yeah, we do. So this time we had a third party doing the impact report. So they interviewed the students, they did their own analysis. I'll share the report with you once it's out. And they spoke to the teachers, they spoke to the parents, they did proper. They did, but we were doing it earlier also. And we have created a lot of case studies before and after.
Okay.
We get a regular feedback every month from the students. Okay. So at the end of the month, every child has to give a feedback. Like we have 5 questions. Some are about the session. Some are about for last month, we have taken the device as the focus point. And we have said how much time are you spending on the device, because we want information on that for ourselves. And what are you doing with your device? Are you doing more research? How many people are working on your device? What you are doing in the class, are you going back and sharing with your parents? Are you creating awareness in your community? And like they have their personality development program. So which are the programs they want? What are the subjects they want to study? So like last time they told us, please revise, our exams are coming. And these are the topics. So children will give their topics. So it's in-depth feedback. So we do what the children want us. So they will say, ma'am, this is the topic that our teacher is teaching, like French Revolution, we have not understood. Can we revise it with you? We've already done it once. Okay, we'll do it again. It's very critical in the exam. So it's all customized as per the class, and we have enough time during the afternoon to be with them and to explain things to them. And we have attendance sometimes of 200 kids for a single session.
Because it's such a huge value addition to their
yes, it's a huge value addition. I feel at least the children are getting interested in the subject. So one kid told me, she said, I hated this particular subject, and now it's my favorite subject.
Wow.
It's how, and she said, I'll never forget the way it's being taught, because the PPTs, they can just refer to them, and the whole revision is done.
I wish the other corporates also follow your lead, because
I really wish we could replicate this smartly. Yeah.
So, ma'am, on that note, my last question to you would be, what are your thoughts on the current CSR efforts in the education industry? Like, you are looking at a holistic development of the child, and there are many corporates who are just just sending funds, and they are not really making such efforts. So what are your thoughts?
See, Newgen is a software company from India. We are one of the few software companies. There's a lot of difference between a service company and a software company.
Right.
We develop our own software, so it's a lot of R&D. It's 30 years of Newgen, and from the scratch, we work from the scratch. So that was the concept that we adopted for our own CSR project. But it's a tough journey. We are used to tough work. So it's, for us, it was like something we had to do. We had to do it properly. Other CSR, they're doing some very good work also, but I wouldn't say in the education. So you need all kinds of people. You just don't need one kind. See, we are trying to fill the gap which is lacking in the education. the way education is designed in our country today. But there are other people who are doing like midday meals. So many companies are sponsoring that midday meal is so fantastic, with the children coming hungry to school. You know, my impact report that has been done recently says 40% children come without eating.
Oh, wow.
So there are, you know, so even that, even we are like, I'm giving funds to Akshay Patra. But then if you're doing things properly and you are aware of the needs of the nation, we are a poor country. So we have to fix the person absolutely at the bottom of the ladder.
Because we have the policies in place, we have the Shiksha Abhiyan, we have the Right to Education Act also, and now the new education policy also.
So how it's implemented. See, most of the things are there, but the person who's there at the ground level, you know,
yeah, they know the reality, right?
They know the reality, and they are the ones. See, the government can design policies. They can make the best things that they feel. But the policies, some of the policies are very good. I would say, like the CSR gave us such a huge opportunity. Like my program Sadbhavna became an NDDP with 3,000 kids. It's only because of CSR mandate that I have 2% of the profits, and I'm so happy I have that 2% profit today. So we really want to do, and I'm sure there are, like you see in the South, you see Premji Foundation, you see HCL. Oh, they're doing fantastic work. They're doing some fantastic work. So I feel the policies are, and now they're widening the policies, they're making things better. Some of the things are very good, that the funds have to be utilized in that year. Because there were a lot of NGOs we were supporting who were not able to utilize. So, you know, like, okay, next we'll carry it forward next year. They did that. But now that the utility has to be done, you have to utilize that fund. It's adding a great deal of value to the projects. It is, you know. So I think the policies, what they're reworking, they're doing a pretty good job. I think policies are perfect for CSR. And they really give you a lot of opportunities to work and do things. But like I again said, that it depends on how you are taking it forward and how you implemented it.
Right.
You know?
Thank you so much, ma'am. That is very, very insightful and enthralling. And we have learned so many things from you that we need to, take up projects and actually, do things from our heart.
Yes.
That
We're passionate about.
Passionate about.
I have a very highly qualified team, you know, like sometimes I think they're overqualified, but the passion, for what they have, the passion they have, you have to just see them how they are. Every session is critical for them, you know. So that's how the impact is coming.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really,
thank you, Ruchika.
Thankful to you for giving us this opportunity.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks so
Wonderful
much.
talking to you.
Yeah, lovely talking to you too. Thank you.
Okay.